I'm so excited for the new movie Don't Worry, Darling. Oh, god damn it. Oof. So this was a thing that happened this year. Alright, first I want to say that this video is completely spoiler-free until a point, and I will tell you when that point is. So Don't Worry, Darling is the new film directed by Olivia Wilde, who'd previously directed Booksmart. I did not like Booksmart as much as most people seem to think, and this one is complicated. On one side, there are some things to praise it for. Florence Pugh was phenomenal, Olivia Wilde was also great, and Harry Styles was not as bad as I thought he would be. It's hard to explain. In some scenes, he's just showing great emotion pretty well, and it feels like a real character, while sometimes he's just straight up not showing the correct emotion in the scene. There's one time where he's getting a promotion and he looks sad for some reason, and it's not like it had some secret important reason to be that way later on. The visuals are perfect. Nothing crazy, I'd say, but I don't think there was any misstep in the cinematography section. It really does feel like paradise. This is unfortunately where my praise ends. At the beginning of the film, the soundtrack is way too loud and constant. There's barely a second between songs. Arguably the biggest flaw in this film is the pacing. There is an incredibly annoying length of an hour where this film is just completely meandering with no new information. Going into this, I saw reviews saying the twist was predictable, and I think it was less predictable and more just bad. It didn't make sense and it had too many plot holes within it. Speaking of plot holes, I will now address those, so if you still care about seeing this film, skip to this time in the video to hear my conclusive thoughts about the film. So first off, there is a very important event where our main character sees a plane fly across the sky and then crash land. She goes over to investigate, and that is where the suspicion starts. You'd think they'd at least try to explain why the plane was there, right? Wrong. They do not care. There is not a single point in the film where they address this plane again. My mom theorized that it could be someone else trying to get out, but if that's true, where did they get the plane, and why did they not bring it up later in the film? Did no one else notice it? Was it a hallucination? Why would she hallucinate that? And you betcha there are tons of these plot holes throughout the film. It turns out in the end that this is a simulation community that Harry Styles' character joined and made his wife join so he could control her and make her spend more time with him. Okay, so everyone in the simulation is real, right? Then who the hell are the guys in the red suit? This is basic stuff. How are they missing it? Are they just animatronics? Why are they always doing what everyone else says? I also think that this film, while intriguing, is nothing we haven't seen before. There are elements from Truman Show, Get Out, and The Matrix in this film that are too big to ignore. Another flaw that people don't talk enough about is Alice's hallucinations. Why do they happen? I get that sometimes she gets reminded of her real life and that makes sense, but what about the glass pressing up against her? When she sinks into the pool, I can't imagine those events remind her of being a surgeon. The ending is also a mixed bag. We're supposed to believe that right after she gets her mind wiped, she comes back into the simulation and figures out what's going on 2 minutes later? It's like a waste of time. I will say that how the movie ends is interesting. She makes it to the top and touches the end of the simulation and the movie is over. And it reminded me that sometimes things don't make sense on purpose, which I would have appreciated the whole way through the movie, but whatever. I think the problem with Don't Worry, Darling is not one big negative, but so many small ones. I enjoyed the first 45 minutes of this film, but the rest really doesn't do it for me. The ending was silly and got more and more ludicrous as it went on. Overall, I don't think I'd suggest this movie, and this is probably a 3 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.